Quando Rondo thought his troubles were behind him once he landed in prison, but danger doesn't care about bars and fences. Even while locked up, he's not safe. In fact, for anyone familiar with his history, this shouldn't come as a surprise. He's been a marked man for years, entangled in deadly feuds and public rivalries. From disses in music videos to real-life bloodshed, what's happening now isn't random, it feels inevitable. Now, it appears the streets have followed him into the prison yard, and someone seems determined to finish what they started. To understand the recent attempt on his life behind bars, we have to trace it back to how he got there and the dangerous enemies he made along the way. Born Taquion Terrell Bowman, Quando Rondo began serving a 33-month federal sentence on January 10, 2025, at FCI Elkton in Lisbon, Ohio. His conviction stemmed from a federal drug conspiracy charge tied to marijuana. He was indicted in December 2023, pleaded guilty in August 2024, and sentenced later that year. But prison time was only the latest chapter in a much darker saga, one marked by murder plots, gang affiliations, and a violent feud that left lasting scars. The real danger didn't begin with his arrest. It started years earlier, on August 19, 2022. During what seemed like an ordinary stop at a gas station in Beverly Grove, Los Angeles. That day turned deadly when gunmen opened fire on Quando and his entourage, killing his cousin Savia Lou Pab Robinson. That tragedy would ignite a chain of events that continued to haunt him even in prison.
Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
This wasn't just another random act of street violence, it was allegedly a calculated and chilling murder-for-hire plot. At the center of it, according to federal authorities, is none other than Grammy-winning rapper Lil Durk. The attack on Quando Rondo in Los Angeles on August 19, 2022, was reportedly premeditated, with planning beginning the day before. On August 18, once the conspirators learned that Quando was in LA, they sprang into action. The level of coordination was disturbing. One of the alleged gunmen, London Grant, reportedly flew in on a private jet, purchased for ski masks, and supplied automatic firearms. The group secured 2 rental cars, a white BMW and a white Infiniti, both with fake license plates, to help avoid detection. They then surveilled Quando Rondo's black Cadillac Escalade throughout the day, tracking him to a marijuana dispensary and a clothing store on Melrose Avenue. The ambush took place at a Beverly Grove gas station around 5:30 p.m. Chaos erupted when gunfire rang out, killing Quando's cousin and close friend Savia Lou Pab Robinson. After the shooting, the assailants fled down an alley, regrouped at a nearby hamburger spot, and ultimately flew back to Chicago, allegedly using a fraudulent credit card to cover their escape. Then came the most shocking twist. In October 2024, Lil Durk was arrested in South Florida on federal charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire tied to the attack. At the time, he was allegedly preparing to flee the U.S., with reports revealing that he had booked 3 international flights, including one to Italy. He's currently being held without bail in Broward County Jail, awaiting transfer to Los Angeles under U.S. Marshals. Authorities believe the motive behind the assassination attempt was revenge. The target, the man linked to the 2020 killing of King Von, Lil Durk's close friend and collaborator. King Von was fatally shot on November 6, 2020, during an altercation outside an Atlanta lounge. That deadly encounter involved Timothy Leaks, known as Lil Timan, associate of Quando Rondo. In an interview, Lil Tim claimed he acted in defense of Quando. During the fight with King Von, his exact words shed more light on what really happened that night.
Pull out, and you shoot 4 times. Yeah, the gun jammed. Oh, the gun jammed. Yeah. After the 4th shot? Probably like 3rd shot.
Lil Tim recalls that the moment he opened fire, chaos erupted. Within seconds, off-duty police officers nearby also began shooting, turning the scene into complete mayhem.
You ended up getting shot twice?
Right.
Well, what parts of the body?
I get shot in my right hip bone, and I get shot on my ass.
The shootout left a trail of bloodshed. Multiple people were injured, and lives were lost. One of King Von's associates, Underscore, was fatally shot by police. Von's manager, 100K Track, took a bullet to the leg, while another affiliate, a Block, Louis, was struck in the head. In a surprising twist, Lil Tim later claimed he had no idea it was King Von. He had shot insisting he was simply reacting to protect Quando Rondo during the sudden brawl.
No, neither one. If he was gone or still alive, I just, like I say, I didn't even know it was him. So I didn't even know if he was dead or alive.
The deadly Atlanta shootout created a lasting rift between Lil Durk's OTF collective and Quando Rondo's camp. According to federal investigators, this bitter feud simmered for years, spilling into lyrics and social media before culminating in the brazen 2022 gas station shooting believed to be a calculated act of revenge. The legal fallout was massive. On October 24, 2022, 5 men linked to the attack of in London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, Asa Houston were arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire resulting in death and use of a machine gun in a violent crime. These charges carry the possibility of the death penalty. Durk was later indicted in October 2024 and pleaded not guilty to multiple federal counts, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, using interstate facilities, and firearm possession. In connection with a violent crime, prosecutors claim Durk not only financed the hit, but openly referenced the plot in his music, taunting Quando. The indictment also exposed the financial motivation behind the hit. DeAndre Dontrell Wilson allegedly funneled payments to Jones and Lindsay on behalf of an unnamed co-conspirator who promised both cash and potential music deals connected to Quando Rondo's platform. But the real target was never Lou Pavitt, was Quando himself. That detail adds chilling context to the fact that even behind bars, his life remains in danger. After Durk's arrest, Quando appeared to try making peace. In a rare public statement, he said, "We've already lost so much. It's heavy on my heart to forgive anyone I had issues with. It's all love for me, praying for everyone." But by then, the damage was done. The plot had been set in motion long before, and even sincere words may not be enough to stop the consequences. This backdrop of violence, revenge, and legal chaos explains why Quando Rondo remains a target behind prison walls. The 2022 hit attempt showed just how far his enemies are willing to go, coordinating across states, funding elaborate schemes, and risking life sentences to see him dead. And unfortunately, prison may offer little protection. His journey to FCI Elkton, a low-security federal prison in Ohio, is tied not to the shooting but to drug conspiracy charges. He began serving a 33-month sentence on January 10, 2025, and with good behavior he could be released by summer 2027. His legal troubles began in December 2023 when he was indicted for conspiring to distribute meth, fentanyl, cocaine, and marijuana. Although he wasn't accused of directly handling the drugs, the feds alleged he played a role in the broader network. Meanwhile, state prosecutors in Chatham County, Georgia, charged him in June 2023 with drug sales and gang activity. He was a leader in the Rollins 60s Crip. The combined charges could have led to decades in prison. But in June 2024, he struck a deal pleading guilty to a lesser marijuana-related charge, drastically reducing his sentence. Notably, this plea deal marked a shift from earlier accusations tied to harder drugs like meth and fentanyl, which carry steeper penalties. Yet his troubles didn't end there. In February 2024, while already facing federal charges, Quando was arrested again, this time for DUI and reckless driving following a July 2023 crash, where reports suggest he may have overdosed at the wheel. Though unrelated to his prison sentence, it added to the mounting evidence that his life was spiraling under immense pressure. His legal problems stretch back even further. In 2019, Quando and fellow rapper NBA Youngboy were sued for assault and battery after an alleged altercation at a concert in South Carolina. A man claiming to be their bodyguard or tour manager alleged he was attacked, suffering injuries including a cracked tooth and facial wounds. This early incident hinted at a pattern of volatility that would only escalate in later years. Through it all, one thing has remained constant: the shadow of King Von's death. That event didn't fade with Timit, followed Quando into prison, where street beefs often intensify. Despite being in a low-security facility, he's surrounded by serious offenders, drug traffickers, gang members, Violent criminals and in that world, old enemies rarely forgive. The timing of his incarceration just months after Lil Durk's arrest raises eyebrows. Coincidence? But in a culture where loyalty runs deep and revenge knows no timeline, it's not hard to imagine someone pulling strings from the inside. Adding to the concern, prosecutors once attempted to ban Quando from Chatham County altogether, labeling him a threat to public safety. It was an unusual legal move that speaks volumes about how law enforcement views him. Despite his softer public image in recent months, Quando Rondo remains highly vulnerable. He's already lost people close to him and may still be a marked man serving time in a place where grudges fester and violence is never far away.